Hi YouTube! I am having a wee look at this Behringer V-Amp 2, it says on it. Came in this cool case. Got this in a group of stuff I've just not actually bothered looking at to see what it actually does. I do have the base version of this, like the rack mount version, which had a lot of similar knobs and stuff on it. Basically, I used to use it when I played with Jesse Ray because I had a switch on it. So it had an input on the front and an input on the back, and I would play guitar through it. And basically all I really used it for was the ability to have two inputs, so I could have the bass, put the bass, like sling the bass behind my back, press the button in the front which switched it to the back input, and then play the keyboard and then switch it back to the front, play the bass again. So this is just like a small version of it, so it's a modelling processor. Came with a foot switch, which you can't see there. I don't want to uncoil the lead. If I put it there, you see it. So you get a foot switch, says up and down on it. And literally I've just turned it on. I found a button that said tuner, so I pressed that. As you can see, lots of lights and stuff on it. Definitely for a knob twiddler. So if I put that to the middle, you can just make, okay, so you can just put all the knobs in the middle. It's a modern Class 8 amp, playing through the Orange TH30. No other pedals involved. We'll go for American Blues. There's a lot going on here. I haven't looked up anything, so it kind of goes for how easy these things are to use if I have no concept of how it works right now. But I'd imagine it's probably relatively simple, so I might have to disappear down to actually see. I don't think I've zoomed in enough for you to actually read the stuff that's on it. You still see me from here? You can. So, nu metal gain, modern high gain, fuzzbox, ultimate V-amp, drive V-amp, crunch V-amp, clean V-amp, tube preamp, American Blues, modern Class A, tweed combo, classic clean, British Blues, British Class A, British classic, and British high gain. On that, on the amps section here, on this one, rotary, echo, delay, ping pong, phase plus delay, flanger plus delay 1, flanger plus delay 2, chorus plus delay 1, chorus plus delay 2, chorus plus compressor, compressor, auto wah, phaser, chorus, flanger, tremolo. Oh! So, if I go to A, this is what other people, what the previous owner has set, I think. What if I just go up? Ottawa! Ain't half treble, eh? As you notice, these have all been. If you go to the setting, you can see where the middle and the treble knobs are set at really middle and trebly. So I'm guessing that whoever had this had a really muddy amp. Whereas this amp sounds quite good. If I hold the two of these down, does it bypass it? It goes to the tuner. Often when you hold it in for a second, it goes to mute on the tuner. That's just your total typical. What happens when you put too much gain on? Yeah. These are all very multi-effects sounding things, but I reckon you could probably do exactly what I did with the last effects pedal, the Gear for Music one, where I basically took off all the stupid effects and then just put on the ones I wanted, and ended up actually getting pretty good sounds out of it. Yeah, so what I'm really gathering here is you've got A, B, C, D, and E, which are your 5 main sounds. What does that do? It goes up to 16. What does that mean? Alright, okay. G15's. Do you have 50? I don't understand. Nothing else is moving apart from that number. Fuzzbox. Ultimate V-amp. Very Yeah, so just bring on the hate comments. I don't like this. I think, to be honest, I didn't like the concept before I even looked at it. I generally don't like having any effects on, really. I've slowly come into being a little bit for the reverb. I quite like having a bit of reverb on. This has obviously got reverb on it, but I hate all the spacey sounds. I just grew up in an era when a lot of bands I tried to join about 20, at least 10 bands at one point, probably talking about early 2000s, and every single one of them had an effects unit that was on, everything was on full bung, and it just sounded awful. The word I was going to use was gash there, which I probably should have used anyway. Yeah, so I'm kind of totally tainted against these sounds. I don't find it pleasurable. That's obviously because these things are turned on. You know, there will be ways of looking through it and getting better sounds. It's just really artificial sounding. So, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be a bypass function on it either. It's just a mute. So that was a good demo, wasn't it? Yeah, I don't like it. It works though, so I can sell it. I don't even know what these things go for. There's situations where I totally get it. You know, if you're trying to record, and I think even if you use your computer, you probably just use it in the computer. But like for simulating stuff, and if you really, really like to fidget with your sound a lot, which to be honest, I don't. I mean, I play the best guitars in the world, like just through a YouTube amp, and that's what I want though. Not that they're saying there's anything wrong with having lots of effects and liking lots of effects. It's just that I don't like them. So as a personal thing, I don't really know. I just there's probably a bit of snobbery in me saying it's a Behringer. No, why would it? I do have Behringer shit going about. It's just the actual concept of having all these different guitar sounds when I don't want any of those different guitar sounds. I want what the sound of my guitar plugged into my amp, and then maybe a rat pedal, something like that. You know, a bit of distortion or a bit of fuzz, but none of the other spacey stuff, all the flangers and all that stuff, which I just. The problem with these things is, maybe not so much this one, but just multi-effects in general. Back in the day, people would go into a shop and try them. So they would want to say, "Oh, this does tons of chorus." So you would, when you went to one of the settings, would have all, you know, they would all have all the effects showing what these things can do at maximum. So I mean, everything you can turn down. You know, it's like, oh, listen to that chorus, it's pure huge. Well, there's an effects parameter, you can turn it down so it's a bit more subtle and actually usable, but that doesn't show you what the thing's capable of. You know what I mean? It's like the old getting a car and then seeing if it, you know, driving around a racetrack at 150 mile an hour to see if it does 150 miles an hour, but you're just going to be driving at the road when the speed limit's 70. So, you know, that was a bad analogy. I'm really good at making bad analogies. Yeah, I mean, it's a really long cable on the up and down thing. For certain people, if it depends on how your brain's wired, I suppose. I like a bit more. I suppose I should probably just be an acoustic player. I kind of like the natural sounds of the guitar a little bit, and then, you know, altering it a little bit by the way I play, rather than having all this stuff on it. I think it's also been set up by an umpty, or set up by somebody who's playing through something weird. Because this is when this sort of thing came out. It was before you got the really expensive Kempers and stuff, I think, like that. So basically, you're talking about doing a gig with just this and your guitar, and then you plug it into the sound, into the PA. You know, it's just basically into a flat, and then all your amp simulations or stuff in there. You can't just plug, you know, a distortion pedal into the PA. It sounds shit. This has the things in it to make it not, to make it sound more real. But yeah, so going on eBay or going on Facebook Marketplace for a good price, probably tonight. It works. I don't like the idea of it. But in saying that, you saw me when I was doing that, the last multi-effects unit, I was totally not into it at all. I don't like it, but I then decided to spend a wee bit of time, because it had a drum machine in it, and I was like, oh, maybe there could be something useful in this. And then I basically went in and set it up to not have all the effects on full bung, and then I could actually get sounds that I actually found quite useful and that I would like to have and I could use. There's no point in doing that because I've already got. Why would I want to make? Can you simulate an orange 30 watt amp? Well, you don't need to simulate it. I've got one. That'll do me. I don't need British clean and tweed combo and ultimate V amp. I don't need any of those things. I just want one good amp. So I've done a terrible job of selling this, and I'm sure it does lots of good stuff if you're of the mindset to sit and fidget with it. I get that. I'll sit and fidget with my guitar. I'll adjust the pickup heights and swap things out and all that. A lot of people can't be bothered doing that, or that's not their thing. Their thing is just to have their bog standard Stratocaster and then all the effects, whereas I like having different guitars that make different sounds without having any effects on them. Kind of justifying having so many guitars, I suppose. Yeah, so Behringer V-Amp 2, 1 out of 10 maybe, I don't know. For me, useless. But if you like to sit there and fidget with things, I don't know. I think part of my problem is I don't really I'm not... Maybe if I was in like I don't know. See, even if I was in a cover band, I wouldn't want to do this anyway. I don't really want to sound like anyone specific or anything specific. I don't really have this sound in my head that I'll sit and fidget with until I get. I just want a decent sound, and I'll just that's fine. Obviously, I can get right into the nitty gritty of other elements of it, but the actual technology side of patches and effects and all that really interests me. I'm no pro though. I just think give me the rig I've got just now. You know, it's like, oh, give me a shot of your rig, we're having a wee jam, okay, cool. How'd you bypass that? That's what I want to know, because I'm going for I like the sound of the guitar without the effects pedal. That's much more used to me. I would use a reverb pedal though, because I'll get used to reverb. Like I said, I am sure that does. You can use it subtly. I've already said that when they set these things up, you know, they obviously want to give you it full bung to see what it goes to. I've actually got a slightly similar problem with my Black Sabbath pedal board. I've got an MXR bass distortion on it, and it sounds wonderful with the gain at like 1. Once you go up, it's just too much gain when you go up higher than that. But 1, it sounds brilliant. It's exactly what I want at 1, but it's like, I get an £80 pedal there and I've got it set to 1. I kind of want it to be at least 8 or something, just to make it sound like I'm using the pedal properly or using enough of it. You know, like again, it's like driving your Ferrari at 30 mile an hour. You don't want to be driving at 30 mile an hour. I want to be using it. I want to be doing 200 mile an hour. Come on. Yeah, so this is going back in its zippable bag. Does it have an instruction book? It does not seem to. It does come with an Allen key. Why would it come with an Allen key? I think that's an Allen key for an acoustic. If whoever buys it suddenly goes, have you got the Allen key? I do have it. It's in my Allen key box, but I just don't think it was necessary for this. There'll obviously be you'll be able to download the manual online or something like that. It won't need a manual. I don't think it's that complicated. I mean, really, you've got bass, middle, treble, and gain, and volume, and a master box. So the volume, when you're setting your presets, kind of like the way a Line 6 works, and then the master volume, and then amps and effects. So not really, and it's classing reverb as its own thing, not as one of the effects. It's not really that complicated, I don't think. It's probably really easy to use. It's just, if you want all these different sounds, and it's like, again, maybe if you're recording, it's a great idea. If you've done 2 songs that sound too similar, whereas I kind of like the idea of having 2 songs that have got exactly the same guitar in them, so you just make the songs, the chords and stuff different rather than the actual sounds. But just the technology in these things. I mean, you listen to all the great music was all done in this up to the 70s, wasn't it? Really. I don't know if you can really argue. I do like the new Baby Metal song that came out yesterday, actually, with Call Out Boy. It's just pop music, but I really like it. It's got some edge to it. All these effects used to be big multi-effects units, and before that it was just you could only get them in recording studios. So your Dark Side of the Moons and all that, used that. They had delay, but it was like tape machines, not just a digital chip. I mean, what could be done with this now is just insane. I don't even know how old this thing is. Maybe 10 years old, something like that. Probably a very good cost-conscious way of getting into playing the guitar. If you've got a guitar and a wee amp that doesn't have, then you've got so much adjustable stuff on it to make it good. I've just got the problem of starting off with an excellent guitar and an excellent amp. That's it. So, okay, I've put reverb on. Didn't really need to put the reverb on. That's it. You're like, alright, different things for different folks. So, Behringer V-Amp Pro. If it's your thing, give me a shout. You can buy it off me. Rockin'.